Good morning, everyone. I maybe bit off more than I could chew trying to go to this thing this morning. I want to go, but I don't think I'm going to make it there in time because everything is on the other side of the hotel from the sleeping rooms, which happens commonly at these conventions. And it always takes me twice as long as I want it to get anywhere, especially if I tell an IRA agent, as soon as you see like a volunteer that looks like their whole purpose is to help people get places, let me know. And they don't see one for yards and yards, and we just kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way with Ira trying to talk me through going places, which Ira doesn't usually talk me through going places. That is a very helpful thing that Ira does, but for a person who is as mobility challenged as I am, in other words, I can't orient myself to save my life, and due to that, I don't walk places. So they usually don't have to do that very often unless I'm inside. I could use them more inside, and then it could become more regular. But the point is, yeah, I'm not going to get to this thing in time, but I still think it's going to be a good thing to go to, and I want to go, so I'm going to show up fashionably late, but it'll be all right. I think I woke up in plenty of time. First of all, I'm chatting it up with you when I shouldn't be. Secondly, it already took me too long to just looking for the room on my little virtual map. In other words, calling another service that I haven't talked about called NFB Newsline and finding out, because I have a Braille agenda, but it would take longer to find what I'm looking for that way than if I just read the calendar. Because I wrote it on my Braille Sense calendar, but that doesn't include where it is, and that's kind of important. I can't call Ira and just say, I want to go to this place. No, they need to know where exactly it is so that they can maybe pull it up on their map and have a fighting chance in hell of giving it to me or giving me directions on how to get there. So what does today look like? This breakfast from 7:15 to, or 7 o'clock to 8:15 if I make it. The exhibit hall from 11 to, 12, 11:50. There's a couple of things I want to do in the exhibit hall, and one may have to happen today and one may have to happen tomorrow because today's not exhibit hall day. Today is Ivy Day. Ivy is Independent Visually Impaired Entrepreneurs, and they start their stuff at 12:15, and that goes all the way to 5:15. And then I noticed a friend, an acquaintance. We're not as close as Daddy and me, but I noticed on Facebook, she said, I'm here. I'm like, gee, I'm going too. Maybe we should meet up. And she saw that, and she's like, yeah, maybe we should. She responded by calling me and saying, you want to get together? So, yeah, we're meeting for dinner after that. So it's a little bit of a fuller day than some days, but it's going to be worth it if I can get it started. I'm not going to make it to this first thing in time, but it'll be all right. I did make it to my session, or my breakfast. And yeah, people were eating when I got there, but it was fine. I sat down and a waiter put a plate in front of me in a handful of minutes, and, people were just talking. It's not like I missed anything really important. And now I'm onto the exhibit hall for a short amount of time before I go to my Independent Visually Impaired Entrepreneurs Luncheon. Well, if I get down there now and just know what I'm there for, I'm there to go to, particular places, and if I can either find a volunteer to take me to those particular places or just call Ira and say, I'm not sure what booth it is. Please look it up. The information's in my profile. Please look up where it is and help me get there from here so I don't keep orbiting around to the same places I've already been at, and more importantly, places that are not those places, because I'm like a woman on a mission right now. But, there's this time now. There's possibly a little bit of time after that, and then the exhibit hall is still open tomorrow. And the first thing I have going, I believe, is at 1 o'clock. Is it 1 o'clock or? I don't remember. It's sometime in the afternoon. I'll look at it again. But yeah, right now it's 10:48 and I want to get to the exhibit hall. And if I don't get there right at the stroke of 11, that's okay. I would just like to get there as early as possible because 12:15 is going to come really quick, and I want to give myself enough time to get to that as close to on time as I can, just in case they end up starting like promptly. Okay.
So that must be a popular booth then.
Yeah, they make products that a lot of us like, use. Actually, that's the case with several of the people here, if not all of them, but that's the case with a lot of vendors here. They make products that a lot of people like. So my Sense player and I are here. I was telling her yesterday, I got it up to my room, planning to self-teach myself how to use her. She has no tutorial. She's got the tutorial folder, but there's nothing in it. Well, and another thing that has happened is I'm sure that's user error. I don't know what I'm doing. No, but I realize there are YouTube videos, but there's also like 5 hours worth of tutorial content that I'd like to have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, it's on there now.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Do you want to power off? Yes, combo box. Power off.
11:21. Okay. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm getting a text. Voiceover's trying to read to me. It's like I can't talk to you and listen to you at the same time. All right, so I'm looking for either IRIE, I-R-I-E, or Guidelights and Gadgets. They're both exhibitors in this exhibit hall. I have been here like 2 or 3 days now, and I tend to orbit around 2 or 3 different booths. With your help, I want to find the booths I actually want to go to. So there should be in my profile, I'm not quite sure where they saved it, but there's a convention folder, and in there should be an exhibitor list that should say what vendors are at what booths. Would you look up either IRIE, or not IRA, but IRIE, or Guidelights and Gadgets and tell me how to get there from here? I love Ira, but I've already been to your booth twice, so I'm kind of here for a limited amount of time right now. I've got another session at 12:15, I believe, and it's already almost 11:30, so I'm like, let's get to doing more of what we're here to do. Okay, thank you. I will give you a call when I figure out what time it is and what I want to do next.
Down here, and there's some cameras attached to the side here. Yep, it's actually a touchscreen as well.
Okay, well, we'll see. When I get done here, we'll see what time it is and how much time. Do I want to try to go to that, or do I just need to focus on getting to the next place I'm going?
Battery operated. You only need a HDMI.
Great,
cord
thank you.
to power the upper screen.
Thanks, you too. So, what kind of technology do we have down here? If you're the company that I think you are, you guys are like a HIMS dealer or something. Of course, I know about their products. Are those the ones you're talking about? Is this a note taker or a braille display? Okay, so it works a lot like a computer. Either that, or if you can convince your rehab agency, if you have one, to buy one for you. That's the problem. That's the problem. If I had $1 million, I'd probably spend at least half of it on technology.
Yeah, and these are really like.
I'm an adaptive tech geek, and I mean, I can't get enough of it, but the prices are just not meant for individuals, especially people who are not making a lot of money. To buy them on their own, you've got to convince your rehab counselor, or find some way to come up with a whole buttload of money.
Right.
And I think we need to talk to your boss. Do you have a card or something?
Of course. You want to?
I hope you can convince her boss or the powers that be.
Everything.
Or,
Yeah.
So
I mean, is it your boss's
talks about
decision
all
is the question.
magnifiers that
You do.
I hope they do. A company paying for something like that would be
Would
a
be
reasonable
great.
accommodation for a disabled employee. They should do it as far as what people are and aren't supposed to do, like legally and stuff. Will companies do it? Let's hope yours does. Well, this is an opportunity for them to put their money where their mouth is
I
and help
agree.
their disabled employee. I hope they realize that. Okay, so it is. Oh yeah, I've got to get back to it. Well, and I've got a luncheon to go to,
Oh, you do?
so
Okay.
I've got to get out of here. All right, great to see you guys.
Yep.
Hi, I need to unfortunately leave the exhibit hall because I've got a luncheon happening in Schaumburg-E, I believe, ACB. And I'm going to have to ask you to excuse me for a minute. I've got to find out where I'm going. Like, I want to confirm what meeting room I'm going to. And that's going to mean putting these earphones on. And it seems like every time I put earphones on and put them on over this Bluetooth, you have a hard time hearing me. Not you, but like whoever I'm trying to talk to. They're like, your audio's not so great. And then I pull the earphone away and I'm like, how about now? They're like, that's a lot better. So apparently it's right on top of. Come on. Sorry, my machine's being slow. Alright. Yes, it is Schaumburg-E. Right now I'm in the Adventure Hall, which is where the exhibit hall is. I need to walk out of here and go to Schaumburg-E. I just sat here vlogging that entire thing. I didn't realize I never turned the vlogging camera off. Well, that's just a hell of an editing piece of work for me, but that's alright. I don't know how much of that I was able to let you hear. Probably not much, but I just talked to a potential future colleague. Oh my god, this is the perfect marriage of my two loves. Blind tech and audio. They're like, we're going to be coming out with these new note takers and we're going to need like help with creating tutorials, like audio tutorials. I'm like, I could learn a new toy and then write a manual for it or help write a manual for it or I mean, amazing. That's just going to be an awesome opportunity that when it actually comes up, I can't imagine turning down. I just really hope I find a new job between now and then so that I can, like, I want a transitional job between what I've got now and what I will have when they're ready to hire me. The company I just talked to is not going to be my next job necessarily, but it's going to be the one, like, right after next. That's my hope. That's my expectation. That's my intention. Now I just gotta find out what I have to do to make that my reality. And on that note, I'm gonna turn this off because I'm not gonna sit here and vlog the whole meal. Again, the last thing on my mind this afternoon was vlogging. So I went to the Ivy thing, took one last trip to the exhibit hall, picked up an item, and came back, and now I'm like taking a break. My phone needs to charge. So I'm taking like a less than an hour break because the next thing that I want to go to is at 5:30. I found out at the last minute that I was going, I did just find out at the last minute I was going to that. I found out at the last minute that was happening and I was like, shoot, I'd love to go, but I've got this friend that she and I are going to meet up, and they were like, well, you should ask her if she wants to come with you. And then she texts me and asks me the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. Since you want to go to that, and we're not meeting at 5:30 now because you want to go to that, I want to go to that too. Now that I know that I'm free at 5:30 to go to that, yeah, I'm going. So how awesome did that work? And maybe I'll even get lucky. Who knows? Although if she wins it, I'm happy for her. Or if somebody else wins it, I'm happy for them. I would love to get a thing that they're having a drawing for tonight. They had a drawing for it last night too, and I didn't win it. The chances might be higher. They're thinking if because there's not necessarily going to be as many people, so maybe I've got a higher chance of winning it. The only way I'm going to walk out of this convention with one of those is if I win it. I would just have to win it. I can't justify in my mind spending. I mean, not only can I not justify it, I can't afford to buy what I've already bought plus one of those. I've got to have one or the other. There's just no buying both. Now, if I was to buy one and win one, yes, please. But we'll see if that's meant to be. I hope it is. I'd love one of those. But when I saw everything that this other thing was capable of, I was like, I think I like the idea of having one of those instead. Okay, I did not win the thing, but I sat through another talk about tech, which is always cool, and I had a nice dinner with my friend, so that was cool too. So I'm actually going to call that the end of this vlog. Thanks for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.